Week 3 of the BeamNG Monster Jam series starts with the Red Division drivers as they head out west to Seattle, Washington. We'll see who can claim this tricky track, just like Ryan Wilson did last week in Tampa and Justin Seidel did in Week 1. Tune in now for BeamNG Monster Jam Red Division.
It's about that time, so put it up, let's get it on. Made it this far, time to show the world who's number one. Number one, pull it up to the line, let's do it. Let's do it. Anything in my way, I'm running through it. I watch the lights and my hands are sweaty. I hear the people screaming, so you better get ready. Yeah, cause when it drops, I'ma take the shot, rock the spot, make it hot. Cause it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that. Cause it's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that time. It's been a long time.
The third week of BeamNG Monster Jam action kicks off with the Red Division drivers here at the CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. I'm Joe Kosik, along to me, Trey Bardo. And Trey, it's hard to think about this, but this event right here, the third event of the season, is the midway point for these drivers to make it to the World Finals. So I think the intensity level is bigger than ever to make it to the top 7 in points, right?
I mean, Joe, I'm going to be honest with you. When hasn't it been the biggest pressure ever to get into the top 7 of points?
I guess that's true, but these drivers know, Trey, that they are running out of time. And here at Seattle, we saw last season when we came here in the West Division, many of these drivers weren't in the West Division last season, a smaller stadium, harder to get around, and these obstacles kind of stacked on top of each other, Trey. So what challenge is that going to present for these Red Division drivers?
It's going to be so much. I mean, you got to pretty much critique your entire run, even if you make the smallest mistake, Joe.
That is true, and for some of these drivers, maybe the first time they've ever been out here in the West Coast. Think about, Justin Seidel, the first time these West Coast fans will see him behind the wheel of a Gravedigger. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out here in Seattle at the CenturyLink Field as we're getting ready for 15 trucks to freestyle here in the third week of competition. Let's go take a look at the field of trucks for freestyling here in Seattle. Starting off freestyle tonight will be Keegan Thompson in the Northern Nightmare. Then in Overkill Evolution, it's Connor Annapol. And in Gravedigger, we have Justin Seidel.
In Stone Crusher, we got Cody Anderson. Max D has Alexander Rowe. And behind the wheel, Lucas Oil Crusader, it's Lathan Strickland.
Then we have Nicholas Morghese in the Barbarian. In Avenger, we have Tevin Maxwell. And in Monster Mutt Dalmatian, it's Aaron Abel.
In Kraken, it's Katie Thurman. Brutus has Matt Moso. And behind the wheel of Monster Mutt, it's William Seaman.
Then the final 3, Brett Cira in Monster Energy. Jester has Levi Schones. And then Brodozer, last week's winner, Ryan Wilson. So here we go, Trey. The first truck of the night. It's our Season 1 World Finals champion. Keegan Thompson is out in the Northern Nightmare. First truck out into this course. He's been first out a few seasons ago. But once again, Keegan not having the best of seasons here in this Northern Nightmare. Looking to try and rebound here in Week 3 and start off pretty crazily here in the 90 seconds.
I was going to say, Joe, when's the last time we saw him go out first?
I think it was way back, maybe Season 2, Trey, and in Foxborough. So he's not had the season he's wanted thus far, but he's going to do some donuts here in the first 20 seconds and try and maybe just fill out this run, fill out the 90 seconds, because he had an unfortunate break last week in Tampa, which really hindered his performance where, he had a really solid Week 1, but last week really killed him.
Well, I mean, he can look at it one way, right? The only place he can go is up from this point, and hopefully he can find a way to do that. But, yeah, I mean, it just seems like lately nothing ever goes his way anymore. Okay, good.
Yeah, that could have been a big jinx right there, but luckily Keegan now into the second half of the run, Northern Nightmare, and having some decent hits and some different moves throughout the run. He's turning around here, nearing the final 30 seconds, looking to go for a backflip right here. Keegan Thompson, first truck of the night, and first truck to complete a backflip and a slight moonwalk, but puts it down because there's not a lot of room here in Seattle.
I don't know if I like that. That backflip is kind of off from the wall there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, Trey.
I mean, it might just. Oh.
Well, he hit the container by the wall, Trey.
Yeah. You know what? At this point, I mean, if he hits anything, I think he's gonna count it as a move for. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Oh. Is he gonna be able to get back over? He's gonna attempt it. Oh.
But you know what, Trey? It clicked down to 0, the clock did, so he does fill the 90 seconds in the Northern Nightmare, and it should be a decent score to kick off competition here tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't you know, a very notable run, but it was a solid run, is what I should say. So, like you said, he filled time, nice little moonwalk there. So, I mean, this is what he needs right here to start building that momentum to, get those bigger runs going for him.
Yeah, and obviously could be a good point tonight, depending on how the rest of the 14 trucks do after him. Here's the move that ended the run, just clipping that one obstacle and getting up onto the roof, and that truck completely shears the body off, Trey.
Yeah, well, I mean, he made the stick and the puck last a while, so, I mean, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, right to the end of the run. Then right here, behind the backflip ramp, can't really see it, but he tries some sidewalls, but ends up on its lid as he goes near the wall. And the scores are coming in from the judges right now. We'll go see what the three judges think of this one. A 7, a 6.5, and a 7.5 gives Keegan Thompson in the Northern Nightmare 21 kickoff competition here in Seattle. So now we'll see if Connor Annapol in the Overkill Evolution can contend with that 21 set by Keegan Thompson, as that is currently the score to beat. And Connor Annapol being the second truck out. Obviously didn't have the run he was looking for last week in Tampa, looking to rebound here in Seattle, as he's already up into a precarious position. Luckily put it down and able to turn around that back end before getting to that wall.
Do you notice how bright these lights are in here?
Yeah, they are.
They are on extra, like look at that. You can barely see the side of the truck.
Yeah, the exposure for the side of the truck is kind of out of this world right now, and depending on the angle you look at it with the stadium lights, there is like impossible to see which truck it is.
Yeah, it's strange, but anyways, I mean, what were you saying before that?
I have no clue, Trey. I cannot remember. But let's just keep talking about Connor Annapol's freestyle run. So far, the Overkill Evolution, decent momentum, decent hits, kind of like what Keegan started out as. We'll see if he can build up to what Keegan had at the end of the run. He's now into the second half of this Overkill Evolution truck.
He's doing very nicely done. I mean, doesn't seem like he has gotten lost yet. He's going to whip it around here. He had that small little moment there with the, I guess the first hit, and then a small little moment with the backflip ramp knocking that, but he's going to combo that up there. Very nicely done. He's going to be turning it around here. Don't hit the containers. That's what I'm looking for.
Container, dumpster, barrier.
I always forget what they're called.
Yeah, there are a multitude of things. But now, final 15 seconds, second backflip of the night for Connor Annapol in the Overkill Evolution, and another nice backflip completed. Now the final 10 seconds, maybe got caught in the dumpster right there, but gets it going. 5 seconds left, hits the obstacle. Hard sides that landing, the truck stays together. Nice little combination move again. The clock ticks to 0, so Trey, second truck out, second truck to complete the 90 seconds. And Connor Annapol doing more for the fans. Some donuts here on the sidelines.
He's getting kind of close to that wall, ain't he?
I think he, but also we're kind of looking at a shallow angle, so there might be more room that we can't necessarily see.
That's fair enough. But Joe, this is another truck that had, again, a very solid run.
Yeah,
so I mean,
very
it's
similar to Keegan's, right?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really like that was going to make it really stand out from anything else, but it didn't really, hurt him either.
Well, there's the scores, 2-7 and a 6-5. They'll move him into second place, half a point short of 20.5 for Connor Annapol. So half a point short for the Overkill Evolution, but now Justin Zidell L in the Gravedigger. First time the West Coast fans are getting a peek at Zidell behind the wheel of the Gravedigger, and obviously disappointing run in Tampa, ending early as he was the last truck out there, winner in week 1, looking to get back to that top of the line. We'll see what Justin can do here in Seattle, starting out the 90 seconds to the MX Hill, and some nice air for the Gravedigger.
Yeah, it's kind of a small MX Hill.
It is, but I'm sure these drivers will be able to find something to do with that here tonight.
Oh, I promise you they will be. I mean, remember who these guys are, Joe. Remember how they can find obstacles in things that we didn't even know were an obstacle?
Yeah, that happens every week, Trey. Look at the air off of the racing lane, though. Did they bring that from Sydney?
I hope so. I mean, it looks like the same way, right?
It does. It's very steep, and they're getting some nice air. There's the other one. More nicer off the racing lane.
100%. It has to be.
It has to be. So maybe our word got out, and Justin Zidell going after them with how aggressive they are. More huge air. What a landing. What a hard landing it was, but great job by the truck to absorb it and keep this run going into the second half of the run. 40 seconds left.
Now, being in the Gravedigger, do you think he's kind of upset he's going out this early? Nice skywheel.
Oh, they're always angry, Trey, when they go out this early. All of them are, no matter who's behind the wheel. And Justin, especially because he's, his 4th season in this Gravedigger truck, he's not used to stuff like this.
Yeah, that is very true. That could have been really bad. They're almost caught. Actually, it's not done yet. Okay, no. Good. But yeah, it's just one of those things you gotta get. You think Eli's teaching him anything?
Maybe so. Oh. That was a hard landing as well, but the truck's still absorbing it well. Final 10 seconds. Where is he going now? Up on the nose and kicking the truck around, back on all fours, Trey.
That was amazing. I don't know how he did that.
And it looks like the clock will tick to 0 without another move, but Trey, that big save has to count for a lot, and he's not done in the Gravedigger.
The truck's broke though, Joe.
Oh, it's not broke enough to Zidell apparently, because he's still putting it through its paces.
And he's done? No?
No, why would he be done,
No,
Trey?
not yet. That's fair enough. The truck's not on its lid yet. Oh, well, it might be here.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's broken enough to where it's not going to run anymore.
My goodness, what all is hanging right there? I see 3 bars.
I think that's the whole drive shaft.
Alrighty then. Bro, I think the truck's broke.
I think there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, when doesn't these Gravedigger team know when to start working on stuff?
That is true. Well, here's this was the final scored move, and it was this crazy kick flip of a save. As it's on the nose, he just nails on the gas. It kicks off the rear tire and just does kind of a barrel roll in the air and just comes back on all fours. That complete luck, I think, from Zidell right there.
Yeah, and then right here, gonna get upside down again. Is this where the truck? That might have been where it broke right there.
Yeah, I think that's where some hydros or the tie rod on the front just kind of weakened, but nothing's hanging, so they let him run. And then right here, this final move as he launches it through the air, just clips that ramp, and the whole front end is looking like it's trying to come off the truck.
It's a 4-link. That's right there. Oh, the shock's off. The drive shaft's off. I think a tie rod's. What is not broke on that right there?
The driver's probably not broken, but I think everything else in the front end is broken for Justin Zidell and the Gravedigger. The scores are big: a 2 of an 8.5 and an 8, a 25 for Justin Zidell and the Gravedigger, new leader here in Seattle. So Trey, a big score to put up as just the 3rd truck out, and Cody Anderson has to come out and try and one-up it in the Stone Crusher. A driver who's had a dismal first 2 weeks has not yet filled the 90 seconds in his run, and a huge skywheelie to start the 90 seconds.
Well, Joe, there's one way to start it out. That's how you want to do it right there. I mean, we've had one run that was good, 2 of them that were solid, and now, you're only the 4th truck out, and you only have 5 points to win.
Yeah, that's a lot to go off of if you're Cody Anderson. Also, you're probably a little bit nervous after. Oh my gosh, that was a hard landing. Luckily, the truck stayed together. Anderson puts it back down, but he hasn't had the best of luck so far this season. 2 early ends to his runs in the first 2 weeks with broken parts or flat tires. But Cody Anderson going out with an aggression, maybe trying to. I think he's a little angry with how the season started.
I think he's either going to fill out the clock or break the truck again trying to.
Yeah, he's either going to fill the clock or die trying, just like you said.
I mean, right here, though, he's doing a very nice job. A little squirrely. I don't know if the truck's set up right. I mean, it seems like it's a little bouncy, doesn't it?
It does, but maybe he likes it like that. Maybe that's just how he wants it to go. But nonetheless, it's working for him so far. Another one of those bounces. Final 30 seconds for the Stone Crusher. Cody Anderson, a solid run, but what we saw was Zidell the Gravedigger. He needs that wow factor like Zidell had right at the end of the run if he wants to contend for the lead with that 25. Hit the wall.
Okay, he's good. I didn't know he was going to Austin Power.
Oh, well, he's going sideways off the racing lane right there. Nice air, kind of combos it up
onto
the nose. Somehow got it stopped before the wall and turned around at the same time.
I don't know how he did that.
I don't know either. Now he's just launching the truck wherever it wants to go. That will finish the clock. So Trey, no big wow moments, but it's the first time he's filled the clock tonight. So I think Cody Anderson's going to see it as a victory.
Yeah, and then I don't think he's done yet. He's going to put into some donuts right here. You know what, Joe? We have not had scored donuts yet.
Oh, those are Cyclones. Oh, my gosh.
He looks like a top now, and he's done.
He is done for Cody Anderson in the Stone Crusher. So, once again, a solid run out of the Stone Crusher. But what we saw was Zidell and the Gravedigger, with that crazy save at the end, the momentum he had. I don't think it's going to challenge for the lead, but could challenge Keegan for 2nd place right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 21 and a 20.5 right now is 2nd and 3rd, so I definitely could see him fitting somewhere in there, and I guess we'll have to see what the judges think, and that's where he is, spinning like a top.
Yeah, that was one of the more insane cyclones we've seen so far this season out of Cody Anderson. Fortunately, it didn't get judged, but it was for the fans, and I'm sure the fans did appreciate it here in Seattle. The scores are in for the Stone Crusher, and it's actually going to tie him for 3rd with Overkill Evolution, a 20.5 for the Stone Crusher, Cody Anderson. So Trey, with that tie, as Alexander on the Max D comes out, the tiebreaker judges are back this week, by the way. So even though Overkill went out first, it's still going to be up to the tiebreaker judge to break that tie between those two this week.
Well, I guess he's going to finally get his workout in, eh?
I guess so, but see, Rowe just went behind the back of him to go wave to those fans.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, he's looking for his first hit right here. Flipped it around. Where's he going to go? Looks like it's maybe to the pod for the first hit. Huge air to start the 9 seconds. Cleared that pod with ease.
Joe, when was the last time we seen a Max D and a Gravedigger go out this early?
I could probably tell you, but I'd probably have to go back a few ways. It's probably been a while.
That's just crazy to think, isn't it?
It is, but Alexander...
Oh my goodness!
He whipped that truck, and I think he landed about as perfect as he could because it landed right on kind of the side of that obstacle. Didn't land fully, you know, on one plane right there. Otherwise, it probably would have broken a wheel or two off.
That could have been very, very scary for him. I mean, Joe, we've seen, what, was it last week? Where it was, what, 4 trucks with 6 wheels or something like that?
Yeah. I don't know if we want to talk about that. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Rowe was over forwards and a somersault back on all fours.
I mean, it's a front flip. It counts, but it wasn't one of the clean ones.
It wasn't one of the clean ones, but it is a save for the judges, and I'm sure the fans loved it as well. Final 30 seconds. Bigger off the racing lane for Alexander Rowe. He's not done yet on the Max D4. A back flip here in this red Max D. Lands it nicely down to back up on the dumpsters. A little bit now kind of caught on the dumpsters tray.
Like, that's what I'm saying, Joe. I mean, if you got that room there, they're going to be out, and you're going to get caught up in them, and he's just kind of showing you right there, but he got off of them. It's going to kill his momentum a little bit here, but with 7 seconds remaining, he's got plenty enough time to figure out something here, and he's going to try for something, maybe?
It was a cool way to end the run, but I think before, oh my gosh, he's now
see if that was in the run.
Yeah, that would have been cool, and it's going to balance on the wheels.
Thanks for the ramp.
Yeah, thankfully that the part of the racing lane is there, but I think this was a run that maybe could have contended with Zaidel because of this move right here up until we got to the lull with the backflip.
Yeah, I mean, right here, I mean, this was pretty much what, the highlight of his run?
It was. This was the big wow factor of the run, this somersault over forwards back on all fours.
And then, I mean, what else? He had a backflip there, which was right here, which was pretty nice. But then right after the backflip, him getting caught up on those dumpsters kind of killed it.
Yeah, but here's where that room actually helped him, right? Because without this room, he has to back up even more, right? Because he's right now he's not lined up with the ramp, but he can just back up a little bit and go around it instead of having to back up all the way.
Yeah, and then right there, kind of just got around it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe that's what they were planning on for it. But then right here, this is what... No, this didn't even get scored.
No, this didn't get scored. This was for the fans. It technically ends the run because he was still going, but it wasn't judged, unfortunately, for Alexander on the Max D. So his score to beat is a 25. That's set by Justin Zaidel in the Gravedigger. I don't know if it's going to beat that, but it could be somewhere around second place, third place, depending on what the judges think. The scores are in from the judges, 2 7.5s and a 7. It'll be at 22, second place so far for Max D in Alexander Rowe. So now 22 moves into second place, still that 25 on top. We'll see if Lathan Strickland and the Lucas Oil Crusader can try and contend with Justin Zaidel in the Gravedigger. And Lathan going big to start the 90 seconds right there. Nice air off that ramp right next to the racing lane.
He's going to turn it around here, and now going for the other MX2?
Oh no, he's in trouble onto 2, and I think maybe the ramps helped him. What a save for Lathan.
Hey, I mean, if you can't fight him, join him.
Oh, and now a one-wheel wheelie.
What's up with Lathan today?
Oh, well, he just used that space perfectly, Trey.
He's, are we sure this is Lathan Strickland in here?
He's a man on a mission right now, Trey. That's all I'm going to say. 30 seconds in, he already has that save, that one-wheel wheelie, so maybe Justin Zaidel getting a little bit nervous in the hot, see if Lathan can keep this up throughout the 90 seconds. Who knows? Look at this
move.
Oh,
my goodness.
Oh,
no.
He's on top. Oh, no way, Trey. Oh, my gosh.
What? I don't think I've ever seen ramps help out someone more than it's happening right now.
And now a backflip for Lathan. Why not? Into the final 30 seconds and perfectly executed on the backflip.
I mean, Joe, if he can find these last final 20 seconds, he's going to be... I think we might have a new leader.
I think we might. Lathan Strickland going for it here in Seattle. Into the final 15 seconds. More nice air in the Lucas Oil Crusader. A wheelie into that ramp.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and he's not going to be able to save it, but he pretty much filled up the clock.
Yeah, 87 out of the 90 seconds isn't bad, and I don't know if you can really deduct that much.
I don't know if you can either. I mean, I guess, again, we'll have to wait to see what the judge, but watch this. Right here. You said the ramps helped him. It did.
Yeah.
I mean, the tire stuck right in there, and it put him right back over.
And then right here, this was the crazy save, which I don't even know how this really happened, Trey. I mean, look, he's completely upside down on top of that ramp, and he just lets it roll off.
And, I mean, Joe, if he would have carried it into a wheelie, that would have been something else.
Oh, that would have been. But I think he was already pressing his luck to begin with and didn't want to press it anymore.
I don't blame him.
Well, Trey, do you think this was enough to beat the 25? I mean, even with the 3 seconds left on the clock?
Personally, yes. But, again, Joe, every time I think something, the judges have another idea.
That is true. We'll have to see what the judges favor, if it's, the crazy moves or the time is right here. This was crazy. Luckily, those dumpsters are there, or else he's flipping into the wall. It stops Lathan's momentum and ends up sending that truck for a ride in 3 seconds left. So we'll see what the judges think. Justin Zeidel and the Gravedigger has lead with a 25. Did this do enough to beat it? The scores are in. And it's half a point short. A 24.5 moves Lathan Strickland and the Luxor Crusader into second place. So, Trey, that last run, not enough. Nicholas Morghese now out in the Barbarian. Can he find a way to do something that's enough to take over the lead?
I hope so. I mean, Lathan looked like he had everything in his run, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that could be a controversial moment right here. But, oh, my gosh, Nicholas is going for it, starting with the 9 seconds with big time error over the race. And I think this is another man who's a little bit mad after last week in Tampa because he had a really good run going, but he tried to moonwalk after a backflip and flipped his truck with about 20 seconds left in the run and scored him a little bit lower than he should have gotten if he filled out the clock.
You think he tries it again?
You know what? Maybe. Oh my gosh.
Maybe not.
If he gets there, what? Now that was a cool move, but wow, that was risky. With he was within the first 30 seconds there.
I don't understand how that lined him up to do that.
I don't know either, Trey, but it worked out for Nicholas Morghese and the Barbarian, and now he's nearing the final 50 seconds, going to the MX Hill, and some nice air off of that for the Barbarian. Now into the second half of the run, so Nicholas going big here in this Barbarian.
Oh!
As he just misses the wall, Trey. Is he doing enough at the moment to beat the 25?
He's trying his best, though. This might not help him, Joe.
Oh, no, oh, he never had a chance to save it, Trey.
I think that when the hood broke, it just lost all the momentum it had.
Yeah, oh, that is
heartbreaking.
Yeah, the second heartbreak for Nicholas Morghese and the Barbarian. He had good momentum and some good moves there to maybe contend with some drivers at the top of the field, but now for Nicholas Morghese, it's another early end to the run. It's going to be a lower score here as he's the first truck to really not fill most of the clock here tonight.
Yeah, right there. See, the hood broke
and
the truck just kind of lost everything there, and it just died.
So up until Barbarian, we had 3 seconds left on the clock was the most. Everyone else had filled the clock. So the first 5 filled the clock. Crusader left 3 seconds on the clock. Now Nicholas Morghese leaves a good amount of time on the clock, and the results are probably going to show it in the scores, as it's 2 4.5s and a 5, which gives Nicholas Morghese a 14, the lowest score of the night so far here in the Barbarian. So now, Trey, the last 2 runs have not filled the full 90 seconds. We'll see if Tevin Maxwell and the Avenger can try and change that. He filled his clock last week in Tampa, but did it on 3 wheels at the end.
Joe, I like this truck.
Yeah, this is this is the paint scheme they ran in World Final 16. Jim Kohler did.
It's like,
He has to watch out for those dumpsters.
It's a white base with a. Is that a neochrome?
There's a lot going on,
Well,
Trey.
it's already falling apart.
Yeah, it's. I guess you know what? At World Final 16, Jim Kohler did land on the back of that truck. Oh my gosh! What a whip that was, but Jim Kohler went off a ramp, I think it was the middle jump, and ended up stuffed into the top of it with the back end, and that's the part that was actually falling off there.
Well, Jim.
There goes the other part.
All right, well, I was going to say, it's Jim Kohler, so is that really surprising?
No, it's not. The big air always on the list for the Avenger truck.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
That was nice.
Oh,
no. Oh, and he's in the dumpsters and about 30 seconds left, and I think that might be the same wheel Tevin Maxwell broke off last week in Tampa.
Oh, we went so long without breaking wheels, now it just seems like it's a weekly thing.
Yeah, especially for
Or
Team
I should
Screen.
say more of an evently thing.
Yeah, it's a 3-time-a-week thing.
Right here,
and
that's so weird.
Yeah.
That didn't even look like that hard of a hit.
That's kind of like last week. It wasn't really that hard of a hit. It just broke it for Tevin Maxwell, and I think it was that same wheel. So I think the Team Scream's got to figure something out for this Avenger team because it's 30 seconds left on the clock. Didn't really do much. It's going to be a 13 for Tevin Maxwell, the lowest score of the night so far here in the Avenger in Seattle. So Trey, we'll see if Aaron Abel and the Monster Dalmatian can try and break this curse of trucks not being able to fill the clock here.
I don't know if I want to test it.
Yeah, Aaron Abel, do you think he's a little bit nervous right now? We saw 5 trucks.
The years.
the years were going. But you saw 5 trucks go out. The first 5 trucks go out, fill the full 90 seconds. But since then, not a single truck has filled the 90 seconds, as that was a hard side slap. But,
oh no!
He's onto 2 wheels, and a nice save for Aaron Abel and the Monster Dalmatian.
Seems like Lady Luck's really trying to end it early again, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I don't know what's happening here. There's a curse that has come upon the CenturyLink Field as of late.
Well, I mean, hopefully someone's going to be able to break it. Joe, every time I see that angle right there, I think it's hitting the pods.
There's a lot on. Every obstacle basically runs into other obstacles, so there's a reason to be nervous. He's going to nose it in, Aaron Abel.
Goodness.
Oh, it's over backwards, and he's trying to save it. Oh my goodness.
I don't understand how that worked out for him.
Well,
but
the dog shed some skin.
I was gonna say the judges they shed fur.
Well, it's the skin now.
I don't know, Joe. If a dog's shedding skin, I don't think they should probably get it checked.
Well, Trey, there's no skin on the dog right now.
There's no ears. There's no pattern. The eyes are gone. If it had eyes, it'd be gone. What's? Oh my goodness!
Gosh! What a sky wheelie! What a bounce! And what a landing! Trey, can this try and beat Justin Zeidel's 25?
He can finish out the final 5 seconds.
What's he doing?
I don't know. You better hurry up, though. It got in!
Oh. Well, he got a little bit in.
It was a good attempt, but he filled the clock, Joe.
He did fill the clock. Do you think he was getting nervous with how close the time was and he just tried to get it out?
It? Yeah, he probably rushed it, and he's going to park you right there.
He's amping the fans up with the throttle.
Look at the throttle go.
Well, Justin Zeidel's at 25. Lathan Strickland couldn't beat it with his moves with the 24.5, but the crowd definitely loved this one. Aaron Abel getting a standing ovation here in Seattle.
I mean, that was insane, right? Just watch this. Just watch.
Yeah,
wait, never mind. This isn't it. This isn't it. I lied.
This was kind of the simpler save.
It looked like the same setup. That's what confused me.
This is the setup right here, Trey.
And then I don't understand how it just drags.
Yeah, look, he hits the brakes, and it just somehow, that one wheel saved this run.
I don't understand.
I don't think Aaron Abel understood either. He was kind of sitting there for a moment like, am I actually on all 4 wheels?
And then right here, I think he did rush it, Joe.
Yeah, I think the clock is running out. He tried to get something out. It was a move to be judged as the scores are in. It's enough. 2 9s and a 7.5. It's by half a point. New leader 25.5 for Aaron Abel and the Monster Dalmatian. So Trey, we have a new leader in freestyle with 6 trucks left. What can Katie Thurman and the Kraken do to try and beat that 25.5? Aaron Abel now in the hot seat, looking for his first ever event winning the BeamNG Monster Jam Series.
I will have to see what Kraken get. Big air to start out the run, though.
That was nice air for Katie Thurman in the Kraken right there. She had a really good run last week in Tampa. Filled out the full 90 seconds with some crazy moves and great saves. We'll see if she has more up her sleeve here in this Kraken truck here in Seattle to try and beat that 25.5 because you're going to have to do a lot here. We saw, 3 really good runs. They're all within half a point of each other. Oh no! What a somersault back on all 4s!
I didn't know Krakens could do front flips.
I didn't know that either, Trey, but Katie Thurman just showed us now. Final 30 seconds. Nice air off the racing lane.
And you know what? Surprisingly, the truck held together pretty well.
Yeah, even the body. The body's kind of shaking there, but it's not broken off.
Still going here. Hold on. Give it a second.
Oh no! Oh, another wheel.
Another wheel.
And there was about...
What is going on?
There was about 40 seconds left for Kraken right there, and after all the hype to start the run, Trey, for it to end like that, that's just... Oh.
We went so long without breaking wheels, and now, again, it just seems like a nightly thing.
Well, right there. There's that cartwheel somersault front flip maneuver for the Kraken Katie Thurman. Which is
is that a Cadillac?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know Krakens had a Cadillac.
Well, then right here, this is what broke the wheel, and I mean, it was a hard hit on the ramp, so
That one makes more sense than Avengers.
Yeah, this one, the wheel had nowhere to go. It was going to have to either snap off or break something, and I think she just hit it too hard to where it had to snap off.
I don't know, but it's a bad break for cracking there, and we'll have to see what the judges think about it.
We'll have to see. A lot of time left on the clock. Only about half the run filled for Katie Thurman. The scores are in. 2 4s and a 5 will tie with the lowest score of the night, a 13 for cracking Katie Thurman. A tough break after really good moves to start the freestyle. Now 5 trucks remain, and it's now Matt Moso out in the Brutus looking to try and find a way to fill out the full 90 seconds because as of the past few runs, it's a nice skyway for Moso to start the clock. We've had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks go. The last 5 trucks go out. Only 4 have filled the clock. Or, excuse me, only 1 has filled the clock. 4 have not, Trey.
You know, he saw his teammates wheel break pretty easily. Do you think he's a little nervous about that?
He might be, but we'll have to see what Moso's planning to do here in the boost, right? Maybe he's not planning to go as crazy as his teammate. Maybe get further into the run before breaking a wheel off.
Because I'd be a little nervous about that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
Here's some donuts here. I think these are only maybe the second score of the night.
It would be the first one.
Keegan did some.
Oh,
early
right.
on. These are cyclones.
Oh, he's still going. Still going. Still going.
Well, that was
no.
unfortunate. That was unfortunate.
That's the bad side about it, doing it so close to the wall is that you get dizzy, you forget where you're at.
That is true. Oh, no,
Oh,
Trey!
my goodness.
I cannot believe this.
The knuckle broke off of this one. It looks like a high
it
rod
just slid
2?
off. Well, so Team Scream has to figure something out here, Trey, because that's 2 trucks that this is a simple hit on the side.
The owners of Monster Jam have to figure out something, because, Joe, we were going so good, and then I don't know if they changed something or what.
Yeah, but this is 2 out of 3 from Team Scream tonight, so I would kind of place it more on Team Scream than Monster Jam tonight, but it's a mixed variety of scores. There are 12, the lowest score of the night for Matt Moso here in the Brutus. So now, Trey will make it 5 of the last 6 that did not fill the clock. We'll see if Monster Butt William Seaman can find a way to fill full 90 seconds. Has a solid start to this season, and you know, a 2nd and a 4th place. Looking to try and extend that, maybe another top 4 result, maybe a win here tonight for William Seaman, the Monster Butt.
Well, we saw how the first Monster Butt went.
Yeah, so it's a dog versus dog right here.
It's a dog fight.
It's a dog fight. We'll see which one comes out on top. Will be the Dalmatian or what type of dog is Monster Mutt?
A mutt?
Yeah, but like what?
Nah, I think it's legitly just a mutt.
Oh, okay. So we don't know what type. It's just a mutt.
You know what, Joe? Give me 2 seconds here, and I'll look it up for you.
All right. Well, I'll keep on
What
commenting
kind
while you do
of
that.
dog is Monster Mutt?
William Seaman going big in this Monster Mutt. 30 seconds in. And pulling out some decent tricks and maybe trying to get to a point where maybe he's going to land hard onto 2 wheels, but the truck absorbed it well and still going on and nearing now the final 50 seconds of the run.
You know what, Joe? I don't think it's giving me a.
All right, so
I don't think it's giving me a thing.
So it's just a mutt.
Yeah, all it's giving me is who it's owned by, and that's Food Entertainment.
All right,
so
well,
that's it.
Yeah, so it's just a generic mutt.
It's
right
a
here
mutt,
for
yeah.
Seaman, but he's.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, what a hard hit! It kind of turns her around 180 style to keep going here.
Oh no!
Going crazy in the Monster Mutt.
I mean, it's what you got to do to beat your team.
Oh, he was broken.
Did you see it move?
Yeah, it was sliding on the top there. The top's a little curved, so.
Look at that thing just swinging around, and then this is why they shut him off. Just remember that.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
So, do you think it maybe could have broken right there?
Right there, yeah.
And
it just didn't. Look,
it stayed up in the truck for a little bit right there.
That's why they didn't shut him off, because they couldn't see it.
Yeah, it was kind of staying up there, and I think right here is about the time it maybe comes down. Yeah, look at that. And then they probably saw it and said, yeah, no, you can't continue on. And it unfortunately rolled the truck for Seaman.
Just watch it slide right here.
It's a little unique. I don't know.
That's so. I've never seen that before.
I think it was the power of the ears, Trey.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And then it finally comes to rest onto its side. But another early end to a freestyle run here in Seattle. The scores are coming in. 5.5s across the board. It'll be a 16.5 for William Seaman here in the Monster Mutt Tough Break here in freestyle. All right, Trey, someone has to break this curse of ending freestyle runs early. Maybe it could be Brett Cira in the new SUV version of the Monster Energy. He's been the pick of the last 2 events. Now he's back to the SUV version.
Oh my goodness, I saw this. I forgot Brett Cira was even in it. I'm not used to him being in the SUV.
I know, I'm thinking about Marshall Rowe right now with all
Yeah,
the success
exactly.
he's had, or Luke Rainey, but yeah, Brett Cira's behind the wheel of the SUV, and going big here. He went to the back of the MX Hill, went to the front of the MX Hill, so he's going for the Monster Energy, but once again, he has to fill the clock, which has been very hard to do here tonight.
It's almost as if it's, it's like we're playing golf right now. Everyone's trying to get the low score.
It does seem like that, doesn't it? I mean, we've had, what, the first 5 go out and fill the clock, and since then only 1. So 6 trucks overall filled the clock, and we've had 12 go out.
No, so far he's doing a pretty good job here. Looks like he's going to line it up right here, cross-threading the single jump. Oh, no.
Oh my
goodness.
And it's back on all 3s, but obviously the truck is broken enough it's not going to run.
You still staying with it's just Team Scream?
Like, that was a hard hit, though, Trey.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the Team Scream trucks, they shouldn't have broke. I mean, this one, look it. That has to break something off.
To be fair, that should have broken both off.
Yeah, that should have. I wouldn't have been surprised if the whole rear end housing came off. Brett hit that thing a ton, but once again, Trey, another truck.
I don't
that did
think he
not
got
fill
30
the clock.
seconds in.
He got to about halfway.
Oh, fair enough.
So we'll see what the judges think. 2 3-5s and a 4, and that will now be the lowest score of the night. An 11 for Brett Cira in the Monster Energy. Tough break after 3rd place last week in Tampa. All right, so the ratio's getting bad here, Trey. 6 out of 13 have filled the clock. We'll see if Levi Schones, who finished runner-up last week, can do something about that here in the Jester. Maybe make it a 7 for 14, make it a nice 50%.
That is nice air right there. Oh, no, Joe, maybe
he's
not.
Over 4. What in the world? Oh, what a save! First move out, Trey.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there goes the windshield. Luckily, those seats aren't vacant.
Yeah. I think they're still working on that area.
I think they are. But Levi Schones going for it in the Jester. He's not scared of all these trucks not filling the clock. He's going out there to get the freestyle win with all these crazy moves.
Look at the air.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he's a little bit mad? You know, after last week, he was the 3rd truck out and kept the lead for all throughout until the very end. So I think Levi might be a little bit mad.
That is very nice. And then he did a nice job controlling that. I thought that was going to be a bigger bounce than what it was.
He turned it right around, maybe going back for the MX Hill. You betcha for Levi Schones. Into the final 40 seconds. Can Levi fill the clock out? A little bit of a 2-wheel action, but will he do enough if he fills the clock to beat that 25.5 set by Monster Dalmatian?
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Can he save it? No.
No.
And
at least it wasn't a wheel this time.
It wasn't a wheel, but 20 seconds left, so another run that ends short for Levi Schones, and it's so much momentum behind it, and now it just kind of falls flat. It's not going to take the lead with 20
Hey, Joe,
seconds
this
left.
was the first hit, by the way.
This was the first hit. Over forwards.
Oh, my goodness.
On the side, smoke pouring out, body pieces just, flailing around.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I mean, that was something big to talk about. Oh.
He's lucky the wheel didn't break right there.
Yeah.
How did the others break, but that one doesn't?
They put this truck together well.
And then resting it upside down, or on its side is what I should say.
Yep, 20 seconds left for Levi Schones. So he did fill most of the clock compared to others, and it'll be a solid score, an 18.5. That actually puts him into 8th place right now for Levi Schones in the Jester, even after all the time left on the clock. So now, Trey, 1 truck left to dethrone Air Enable in the Monster Dalmatian. It's last week's winner, Ryan Wilson in the Bulldozer. Does he have what it takes to go back-to-back and take Air Enable's first ever win away from him right at the very end?
Dog versus Diesel?
Dog versus Diesel. We'll see if the Animals win or if the Diesel truck's going to win.
Well, I mean, it would have hurt to go back-to-back wins, right?
It would not hurt. In fact, that would be really good for his World Finals chances, I mean, event winners have always made it to the World Finals, so a 2-time event winner has to make it.
Yeah, 100% right here. I mean, he's doing everything he needs to.
Oh, my goodness.
Joe, I'm going to ask it again. You still think it's just Team Scream?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay, just curious.
So that reminded me a lot of last week in the Yellow Division, where Jay Randall went out last, just like Ryan Wilson did, and broke a wheel off in the first 30 seconds. And
that was such a light hit.
It was.
He broke something else. I can't tell what that is hanging.
Yeah, I don't know if that broke before or after the wheel came off.
I don't know. But
Yeah, it's only going to be a 7. 2, a 2.5, and another 2.5. That'll be last place for Ryan Wilson. So from the highs to the lows for him. But that means, Trey, first ever event win for Aaron, Abel, and the Monster Mart Dalmatian. Look at the top 3, all within a point of each other right here. All those really crazy runs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can get any closer than that without getting a tie is what I should say.
And then we look, of the top, 8 here, only 6 of them filled the clock, Trey.
Yeah, I don't know what happened tonight, Joe, but I don't like it.
Well, we did really well the first 5. All 5 of them filled the clock. Then Lathan left 3 seconds on the clock. Then, we had some issues.
It went down from there.
Yeah, I guess everyone was trying really hard to beat, Gravedigger and Dalmatian and Luke So Crusader. But as we look at the points, now Justin Zajdel is on top over Ryan Wilson. We look down, Brett Cira just on the cut line. Below him, Alexander Rowe and Connor Annapol, and also Katie Thurman down there, and Keegan Thompson also below. So a lot of big names down below. We'll see how they do in the final 2 weeks, as we'll go ahead to finish off this week with yellow and green. We'll see you guys for those ones.